Okay, let me get started. Hello everyone, a very good morning. Sharing my screen. So yesterday we gone through our course curriculum. I hope every one of you has gone through the course curriculum and understood what we are teaching here for the part of the Excel course here. And then basis on your understanding, I have suggested you guys to go with whatever you want. Like if you want to learn these concepts, and if you have enrolled only to learn these courses, these are this is the course. But if you think that you want to go for more advanced level and you know about this already, then you can proceed for the data analytics, which is VBA macros, Power BI, and SQL courses. Okay, so yesterday we discussed where we are using Excel, why do we use Excel, what are the benefits of having this Excel knowledge and how it is helping us in our daily lives. So today we will start directly with our course, the start of the course. Let me just keep my curriculum open. Yep. So we will start on with understanding Excel and start with the basic concepts of Excel today. Okay. So before we start, so yesterday we discussed, right? Why do we use Excel and what do we actually do in the Excel? So let's have that brief up today. Uh, so tell me, why do we like what do we do in Excel? What activities do we do in Excel? Correct, correct, correct. So that is what I was also expecting from you guys to tell. So what we do is we store the data first. So anyway, the first thing to do in Excel is getting data from somewhere, right? So that is called storing the data. And then what we do with that data is we do multiple calculations. We transform that data basically. So you get the raw data, you transform, make it into a proper data, and then you visualize that data. Visualizing the data will be, basically with the help of charts, pivot tables, and then finally into the dashboards. So that's what we have understood here. What we get is we get the data, we get the information, we summarize information, we calculate that, and then we finally, present this information in different visual diagrams and charts, which is called visualization. And if you see in the screen, so before I tell you what is this, so the moment you enroll this course, you will be getting a zip file. The zip file looks something like this. So Excel training full course. In this, you will have multiple sheets here. All the sheets are something. So in all of these sheets, this is the sheet called 01 Excelytics Excel training. This sheet is something which I am gonna teach you guys today. So in in this sheet, you have multiple tabs. Can you see multiple sheets you have, right? And this starts with, our Excel starting page until, you create a dashboard, charts, data analysis, and then, we have some queries here. Until here, we teach everything. And then we will also help you create a dashboard. The one dashboard which I showed yesterday, we will help you create that dashboard also. So this is how we start with the Excel. So these are the things why it is important and what it does. So let's move on to the next part of the Excel. Before we jump into, actual history of Excel, I will help you understand. I mean, again, this course, as I told you, is curated in such a way that if a person doesn't understand this, I will help from the start till the end. Okay. So if you know the concepts, please bear. I mean, it would be, one or two class. You may know that, I know these concepts, but slowly when we go deeper, you will understand more new things. Okay. Meanwhile, Shanti, ma'am, can you please let me know if you're able to listen to the class? Hello. Okay. Thank you. So, basically, how we open the Excel sheet. you need to have your Microsoft Suite installed, Microsoft Office installed in your computer. Now, currently we have Microsoft 365 version. We can also use Microsoft any version after 2016 because most of them are covered after 2016. So that version you can get it online, you can get it in market. So how we open an Excel sheet? Okay. So we go here, you can simply type Excel and you will get this Excel application. The moment you click on this, you get multiple options. You usually you get Excel options like this in your first screen, and then you have something called blank workbook. And then there are pre-recommended pre-recommended Excel sheets here. These are basically templates which are stored as a part of your Excel package. So this you will, most of them you will get after 16 version. So how we open, these are all your file options, and this is your blank workbook. So our Excel, once again, okay, our Excel sheet, the Excel file is called a worksheet. Okay, sorry, it's called a workbook. And workbook contains multiple worksheets. Okay, so the moment I click a blank workbook, a new Excel workbook shows up, and this new Excel workbook has nothing written. It will all be blank, and this will all be at a default setting. By default setting, I mean the name of the book will be just written as book 1 or book 2, depends on how many workbooks you have open. It will only get changed when you save this workbook. And then your default sheet will say as sheet 1, but you can rename your sheet as per your convenience. Okay, so this is how we open an empty workbook. And to open a new empty workbook, we have a shortcut which is called Control N. Now this Control N works only when you have an Excel sheet already open. Suppose I have this Excel sheet already open, right? So if I say Control N, automatically a new workbook will open. Sorry, Control N, automatically a new workbook will open. You see my workbook name is workbook 3 because already I opened workbook 1 and workbook 2. So Control N is something which you need to keep in mind whenever you want to open a new workbook while you already have an Excel sheet open with you. Okay, all right. So I just wanted to show you how to open an Excel workbook, and then we'll slowly come into what is cell, what are the items in the Excel workbook. Okay. So let me give you a brief history of how the Excel has come and what do we do. So we understood why do we use Excel, like storing the data. First thing is to get data, and then only you can do anything on Excel. Without data, you can't do anything on Excel. And then you perform calculations. That can also be called as transforming the data, raw data, transforming it, and then presenting it to analyze. The way I told you about the example of cloth. You have a raw cloth, you give it to the tailor, tailor stitches and makes it a beautiful dress. And that beautiful dress is basically visualization. People see the dress, they don't see the raw data. So that's what it does. Excel also does the same thing. Now let's go with the history of spreadsheet, how this spreadsheet thing started, how this Excel started, and how it has been developed, in coming in days to days and years to years. So it started with VisiCalc, which was basically a spreadsheet, and later it got, so it started at 1978. Probably we were not born by that time. And then it started with just a blank spreadsheet with very minimal functions, and then slowly the development started, and it has developed to another name called SuperCalc in 1980. And then we had Lotus 123 version of 1983. And then finally we came to Excel. It was named as Multiplan earlier. And then soon after, Microsoft Excel was given a name to this spreadsheet. So basically we can say our Excel actually started from 1985. So can you tell what are the competitors of Excel? Okay, so yes, so when comes to the competition, yes, you're right, Google Sheets are there, but Along with Google Sheets, there are multiple other platforms where different kinds of spreadsheets are used. Oracle has its own spreadsheet. Like that, multiple businesses have come up with their own spreadsheet, but nothing could have done the same work which Excel has done. And you see, basically, Oracle has its own spreadsheet, okay? But do you use it? Do you know about it? No. Google Sheet also, not many people know about it. It's it's only Excel which is by default there in every system, every computer. And everyone does things on Excel only because it is a user-friendly application. It doesn't have much of the restrictions like how we had restrictions for Google Sheets. And Google Sheet is something you can do it only online. So you have, if you download it and all, you cannot work much on it. So Excel is the only thing which you can do it offline, online, and it is there in every system, every computer, and every firm use it. So basically, it's like how we have Maggie. Maggie was a monotonous. Even if you see today, if you go to any household, out of 10 households, at least 9 will have Maggie. Even the 10th person will have Maggie, but there will also be some other kind of, noodles with them. So it was like this. So Excel, the competition to Excel is Excel itself, basically. So, and that's why Excel can be integrated. Did you ever heard Google Sheet being integrated with Power BI or Tableau? Why? It's again, the way the application is built, it is made in such a way that it can be used and integrated with any system. And that's why this doesn't have a competition. So until here, are you able to understand whatever I'm trying to tell? There are more. Basically, in Excel sheet, what happens is in Excel sheets, you can do a lot of things. You have multiple options here, but there you have limited options. You will not have the similar options there. And since most of them rely only on Excel sheet a lot, for them using Google Sheet will be a lot of problem because you cannot get the similar kind of designing, the kind of settings I showed yesterday is the similar way it cannot be done in Google Sheet. And it's like it's a very niche sheet, basically Google Sheet. Now, when I say niche in the sense, not the Hindi niche, but the English niche, since there is not many people using it much, people only rely on that. Suppose you learn Google Sheet, okay, completely end to end. You cannot develop the similar things in Excel. It will be difficult for you to take over Excel. But if you learn Excel, you can easily go and do it in the Google Sheets. So that's why, so anywhere you go, anywhere people will ask you about Excel. Nobody will ask you, even in the interviews, they'll ask you, do you know Excel? If you know Excel, you will automatically know Google Sheet because 99% of the concepts what you have in Excel are already covered in the Google Sheet. But not everything covered in Google Sheet is there in Excel. So this is a brief, history of Excel. It's just that you should keep in mind that what is Excel and why it is different from others, why it has no competition, and keep this in mind that what was the first name of the Excel multiplan was the first name which was introduced in 1985. Just keep this thing in mind. So let's go with terminology of Excel sheet. So let me go to the blank Excel now. So this is our blank Excel. Now this Excel sheet has nothing written over here. Okay, it is basically saying book 2 here on the top, and it has no data, nothing. It is just boxes. So Excel basically concept is started by, it's a cell based concept basically. So each box is basically called a cell, which I'll just write it down. Okay, and each cell is basically intersection of rows. If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, all these things, these are called rows. the one which is on the horizontal, and the one which is on the vertical sides are called column. And columns are always starting with A, B, C, D until the end. Now I'll tell you what is the end. So each combination, each intersection of a row, sorry, of a row and a column is called cell. Okay. So this is called a cell. And as I told you, this particular whole Excel application is called a workbook. Okay. And each workbook has a sheet, or the combination of all rows and columns, all the cells together, each is called a sheet. Now, let's move little further. So this is the basic terminology of Excel. So when people say cell, which means they are indicating one box of data or whatever. And when people say workbook, that means the Excel whole workbook, which is combination of multiple sheets. And then what is sheet? Basically, combination of all rows and columns together. Now, some people say it as sheet, some people say it as worksheet, and some people say it as spreadsheet. All these three means sheet only. Okay. So now this is the terminology. By terminology, I mean this is Excel language. Okay. And sheet, spreadsheet, and worksheet. Now, when I say, you know what, you go to this sheet, this spreadsheet. You go to, basically, I'll put a spreadsheet name as maths. Okay. When I say go to maths sheet, you will go to maths sheet. When I say maths spreadsheet, then also it is maths sheet only. Maths worksheet, it is maths worksheet. And when I say open this particular Excel workbook, which means you will open the whole Excel file. Okay. That is the difference between workbook, worksheet, and spreadsheet sheets, basically. So this is the basic terminology. This is how we talk in Excel. And when you want to tell anything, you will tell only in this language. So when we are, suppose we are in a Zoom call with our manager and I am there, okay. If I am sharing the screen, my manager will say, "Hey man, do you know what? Go to maths worksheet and then you go to this particular cell." That is how you communicate. Just the way how we say, you go to Amirpet, you come to Gurudwara, and there you have this Excel Institute. You are basically giving the address. You're basically helping them navigate, right? So Amirpet is a locality. In that locality, Gurudwara is a sub locality, and then in there you have a institute. So that's how you will basically use the terminology. Terminology is basically the language. Now, proceeding further, we will learn a little more about the extensions we use. Now, what is extension? So basically what I do is I will open my file folder, okay, here, and then I'll basically go to download section. Do I have any folder? Okay, I'll open this. Can you see something? There is something called type here. Can you tell me what is this particular type? File type. How will you understand which file is what kind of file? Malab, if I am clicking on this, what kind of file is this file? PowerPoint, right? Right. And by clicking on this, you will understand this is an Excel file. And this one, PDF. How are you knowing that this is a PDF, this is an Excel, this is a PowerPoint? You are basically seeing the image here, either the image or you are seeing the file type. But when you save this file, how do you save this particular file? you will have the type of file asked you, right? So when if I am coming here, yes, Shanti, it describes. So when I come to my empty Excel sheet, and when I am trying to save this file, okay, I save this file, and then it asks me where to save. Then I go and I give some location, anywhere it is. Here it is asking me save file as Excel workbook. Okay. Now you have multiple other options here. Now, when you save this file as Excel workbook, it will save as .xlsx, right? And then you have multiple, you can save in Excel macro enabled, 97 version, comma separated, and then you can save it as PDF, whatever it is. These are the file extensions. These are called file extensions. Now, Word document, if anyone saves a Word document, suppose if do we have a Word document here? Okay, we don't. Suppose I am clicking macro enabled. It doesn't show because my Excel is an updated version. So when you save this as macro enabled, it will automatically save as .xlsm. So that is basically your extension. Now I'll show you here. It is written here. These are basically the extensions. When you save a Word document, it will be saved as like this, right? Name.doc. If you save a PDF, it will be like name.pdf, name.ppt. All this things after the dot is called an extension. That is a file extension, which is used to tell the computer what type of file is being saved. Okay. Now, I will tell you what are the different file extensions we have in Excel. So since I told you that Excel has started from, 1985, and we have different file extensions which we use. So currently we have the oldest version we have available is Excel 97, which is 2003 version. Okay. The extension of this particular file is .xls. Now you will say that, I have the latest Excel. Why do I even have this knowledge of, XLS and all the stuff? I am using the latest laptop. But in some cases where, yeah, in some cases where the opposite person doesn't, when the opposite person doesn't have that particular file of version of Excel, basically you have a 2003 version, but this guy has 365 version. The activities present in the 365 version are not there in this version, but he can still share the data with you, right? But in order to open that Excel in your file, he will have to send you in that format, right? So that's the reason we have this Excel extension open. Similar way, since that your laptop has the same version, you would only able to save your file in this particular extension. So you can send this file to him, he can open it. But if he sends a file to you, then he will have to send you in this extension, and then only you will be able to open it, operate it. Yeah. And this is the older version. So what it can do, it can store data and macros. Macros are something which helps you automate your file. I will tell you about the macros when we go deeper into the class, but again, I will tell you as a basic, but if you want to learn full-fledged macros, we have a different course for it. So in this extension, you can store data and uh, macros. And see, I wrote here, usage of this is if you're going to share files with people that have older versions, as I mentioned you. Okay. So this is the XLS version. We have it since mine is a Microsoft 365 version. I can save this as XLS. So if you see in my sheet, I'll go here, I'll go save, and then I go browse where I want to save. And here, if you see, I have this option. I can save it in this, but the person who has only 2003 version, he cannot save this. Okay. So let me just close this. Let's go back here. Next is XLSX. XLSX is the default version of Excel which we are all using. In this XLSX version, we cannot use macros. I mean, it can only store the data, but macros. You can make a macro, but if you save it, the macros will not get saved. This is a default version which everyone is having. So specific reason is, the way the file is being saved is important. It will take lesser bytes. And when you use a macro enabled workbook, it will make sure that macros are also included. And that's how it is configured. Now, if I give the same amount of, energy for both, suppose you both are having the same energy, but I give protein. So basically you guys are same age and all, okay. But if I give protein to him and not to you, and but I but you don't do anything, you don't do gym anything at all, but this guy is doing everything, so obviously giving protein makes sense to him and not to you, right? If I give you protein and you don't do exercise, you will turn up being a fat person, correct? With protein, exercise is needed. Similarly, when you are having anything, then only you save it as that version, or else it's not necessary for you to have that much amount of storage needed for the file, correct? So that's the reason it's a default format which everyone uses. Macros are, for macros we have a separate book. It says that it will help computer understand this file doesn't have a macro, so it can be stored as normally. And if you're going to share this file to people, you can share it only to people who are having the version above the XLS version, the this version, or else these people will not be able to open the file with your XLSX version. So I think, I hope by now everyone has obviously being in this default, but still if there are certain people who use oldest model of the computers, they may be having the Excel 97 version, sorry, 2003 version. Now, Excel macro enabled workbook. This will help you, this can help you store data as well as macros. Macros is basically a set of coding which you write in an Excel sheet, which will help you automate stuff. So you write macros in Excel. After you write everything in Excel, you basically attach that macro to a button. You click the button and all your files will get automated. So that is what macros is. So in that macros, we need coding. We need to write certain codes so that Excel runs automatically by itself. That coding will be written in a VB language, which is Visual Basic, and that's called VBA, Visual Basic for Application. That's the VBA macros concept. Okay. How we save this macros? When we use a macro, we save it in .xlsm format. It is same XLS, and in the last we write M, XLSM format. So by this, the system will understand, oh, this file is having a macro in this. So we will have to store it in such a way that our macros are stored accurately. All our macros are correctly stored. Next is Excel binary workbook. Excel binary workbook is something which will help you store data and macros all together. Okay. Now, what is the only difference between Excel macros and, sorry, Excel binary workbook and a normal Excel workbook is, suppose you work on a data, okay, you work on a very large data. Very large data means a lot of sheets, a lot of information, a lot of data is there, and your file size has increased to 20, 30 MBs. Now, to open that file, it will take a lot of time for you. You keep the file sizes more, and when you want to share this file over an email, suppose there are certain companies which don't allow you to send the files over your Teams or whatever, because they have this confidentiality and they want to open only with the help of a email. Or there can be a case where you want to send anything to any documents to client, and obviously you can only share data to the people in the company, right? If you and I are in the same organization, I can send you Excel files over the Teams. But I am working with the client. Suppose my client is Johnson and Johnson. I am working with the client, and the client wants my Excel file. I cannot send from my Teams, right? Because he is not from my organization. We are not from the same company. So if I want to send him file, how will I send? The only option is either he should give me access to his Teams website, or else email is the only option, because email is the only legal way of communication for both of us. Okay. So if I send him a 30 MB file, my Excel will have, my Outlook will hang for 10 minutes straight, because the file weight is so much, and my Outlook servers of my company will not be able to handle that much pressure altogether at once. It will handle, but it will take some 10-15 minutes to send. And sometimes this is one set, and mine is a MNC company, I can send it. But suppose you are a small company, very small company, like a medium enterprise. In your company, also that much capacity should be there to handle that big file, right? So 10-15 minutes will take from my side to go, 10-15 minutes will take from his side to receive the file, which is waste of 30 minutes. Okay. So in order to keep this thing compressed, we have this Excel binary workbook. So when we save this workbook as .xlsb, it will compress the file. Your data will remain the same, but it will compress the file so that the file size get reduced, but your data will be intact, and you can share this file easily with your counterparts. This is like, did you ever use WinZip zip files? Now, why do we send, why do we, put everything in a zip file and send? That's the same reason, to compress. Your contents will remain the same. It's just that you're using a help of another application to compress them together and send it, so that your data is there and you don't have any problem with, uploading and downloading from, Outlook or anywhere else. So that is why we use XLSP format. Yeah, we have not included CSV. Yeah, CSV is one other format of Excel. I will explain you what it is. Thanks for bringing that to my notice. I will just add it. CSV. Okay. Now, what is Excel CSV is, the full form of CSV is comma separated value. Now, did you ever download your bank statements anytime from your system? So did you ever notice why, whenever you open that Excel, why it is only in the CSV format and why it is not in XLS or XLSX format? It's basically when you download any content from the system that is by default stored in CSV format, is because it only gives you data, but it will not give you any formatting. All your formatting will go away. So if you ever tried downloading your bank statements or any other data from the system, the color formatting, everything will go away. It will just show you like a dumb raw file. And obviously this file size will also be very less. The data may be huge inside the file, but because there is no formatting, there is no color, there is no table, there is nothing in that, it will just be like a raw file. So those kind of files are usually come in the CSV format. This mainly includes whatever you download from the system. Binary may you will get formatting everything. Your formulas will be there, your macros will be there. Here nothing will be there. So CSV is a raw file, raw dumb data file. Whereas binary does all the work what you are doing above here. Binary is just compressing. It is just reducing the size of your Excel. Your macros will be there, your data formatting, calculation, VLOOKUP, every formula will be there. Nothing will get impacted. While in CSV, it's a raw file. It's just data in there. You, even if you do formatting, you close, you save, you close, open, it will go away. You will not get any formatting when you download it from the websites and stuff. Hmm. Hmm. You will get it in CSV format. You can Excel. If you want the formatting, you want to work on that file, you can download in Excel format. No, but if you want, but there are some sites which only give you in CSV format. If you get an option, obviously it is recommended to download in XLSX format only. But if you get it in CSV file, then you will have to download that file, save as Excel, and then work on it. So when you download a file, you have an option called save as, right? You save as that CSV file, and then yahan pe when you come, Since this will automatically be CSV, you will have to change it to Excel workbook. ऐसा. If you want to work on the formatting, हाँ, no, CSV you're not downloading for compressing. CSV is not only, CSV is not meant for reducing the form size. CSV is to get the raw data. It's the raw data dump without any formatting. Hmm. So how do you work on five files together? You will have to copy the data and put everything in one sheet. So you can copy and paste the data. You can copy and paste data, collate and put everything in one sheet. It's just that if you want to work on the same file, मतलब you have downloaded it और आपको उसी पे काम करना, you want to work on that only, then you have to save it as an Excel sheet. Same file को save as करके option, and then you save as Excel SX and then work on it. Or else your working will go away. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So CSV, the usage of CSV is getting the data dump from somewhere and using the data only. Okay. So that's the concept of CSV. I will have to take this as a feedback to add. I don't know why it is not added here. Okay, not a problem. Okay, moving on to, so are you okay with the concept of the extensions? All clear? Any questions? Any questions in the online? Again, Excel SB, you can use it for both. Okay, it's just that it is to compress the file. But you can still save file as macros even without macros in it. You cannot save a file as macros. You cannot save a file as XLSX having a macro. In the macro file, XLSM file, you can still save your data, but it doesn't have macros. So these are the extensions which we use. As I said you, we mostly use Excel SX generally as a default, where you have minimal sheets. Okay, मतलब minimal मतलब यहाँ, if you see in this my current workbook, this is an Excel SX format only. Okay, or else it would have shown as binary here. It just shows Excel worksheet. Okay, so that's why I'm telling it is Excel SX format. Now if you see how many sheets I have, a lot of sheets. But in a lot of sheets, I have minimum data, 50 lines, 100 lines, 200 lines, 1000, 10,000 bus. When you work with lakhs of data, then you will definitely have to use Excel SP, or else it will be a lot of problem. Now, let's understand a little more on count of rows and count of columns. So in our Excel S workbook, which is our 2003 version, okay, which I showed here on the top. In this version, they were limited rows and columns. Limited in the sense the rows were 65,000. Starting 1 until the end of the workbook, it was 65,000. Okay. And the column count were 256. And the column address is IV. These are not the Roman numbers. These are alphabets, A, B, C, D. Okay. So I'll tell you how this works. Okay. So you understand with the row count, right? Number of rows. It is just basic number of rows. Columns were, the count of columns were 256, but here columns starts with A, B, C, D. So we are just giving you the count here. but actual it will end at IV cell. Okay. I'll tell you how that IV concept is coming. So basically, rows, 1 2 3, it starts from 1 2 3. So alphabets also A, B, C, D until Z. If you see after Z, it starts A, B, A, C, A, D. And then once AZ comes, it will start again with B, A, B, 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 C. And that's how it went till IV in 2003 version. But in after 2003 version, we got this new extensions, right? All these three files, all these three extensions, the row count is 10,48,576. Obviously, you cannot remember the same number. So you can simply keep this particular thing called 2 root 20, sorry, 2 square 20, 2 power 20 basically. You can remember it like this also, 2 power 20. But obviously not everyone will know the exact count. So approximately you can say it as 10 lakh rows karke. But the actual number is 10,48,576. So I'll help you go. I'll take it in a new sheet, in this sheet. Okay. So if I'm going till the last cell, if you see 10,48,576 is there. Okay. Similarly, the column count is 16,384 in the latest versions of Excel, and the column address is XFD. Okay. Let me go here. XFD. Last column. इसके बाद there is no other column. AAABAC till AZ, again B will start till BZ, and then again AA after ZZ, there is again AAA will start like that. So I don't know how it will be do this thing if I go to AAA. So if you see here we have BB. AZ B, or it will be do this thing if I go till there. No. You can search by column name, but not this name of column. Okay. So just keep this in mind. I mean, nobody will ask you how many columns are there, but people will definitely ask you how many rows are there. This is one of the interview questions, not only in the interview, but in certain, what do we say, aptitude test. People will ask you how many columns are there and how many rows are there. Just as an education purpose, keep this in mind. 10,48,000 rows, 576 nahi bhi bole to chalega, but 10,48,000. Keep this in mind. So I have been asked in my interview, so I am just telling you. So columns are 16,000 and then 16,384, and the last column is 6 XFT, which is the last column. Now, again, how just to understand how big is our Excel sheet? Our Excel sheet has total cells are these many. I can't even tell in terms of the numbers. It is a lot of billions, not even millions. It is very, it's billion. So you see the count. It is, yeah, the million. But nobody will ask you this question. I'm just telling you for the sake. So how I'm getting to know this is I am just multiplying this part into itne sare, these many cells are there, and just to know how many seconds are there in a year. Matlab, I'll just put a formula. 60 seconds is 1 minute. 1 minute into 60 is 60 minutes, which is 1 hour. 1 hour into 24 is 1 day. 1 day into 365 days is total 1 year. So there are these many seconds in a year. Okay. And if you write anything in one cell. It is taking you 1 second. So basically, in one particular sheet, if you try filling data, it will take 545 years to fill one sheet. एक एक data लिखने के लिए. So that big is our Excel sheet. Uh, Shanti, we have discussed regarding the drawbacks of Excel sheets, not drawbacks of Excel sheets, drawbacks of other sheets when we compare to Excel, when we compare to, Excel, basically, we only spoke about the Google Sheets, and there is no other sheets which are there in the market which is globally being used. So if you want to know more differences between Google Sheet and Excel Sheet, we probably need to understand how many things are there in Google Sheet so I can get you that data. So So this is how we can analyze how big is our Excel sheet and what all things are there, how many cells are there, how many counts are there. This is how we do. Now let me do one thing. Let's go to, should I go with Excel user? Okay, let's start with the Excel user interface. इसके बाद I'll just give you 15 minutes of break because I don't want you guys to get exhausted. Let's understand the Excel user interface, okay? Let me just keep. Okay, yeah, very good question. How many workbooks are there in our Excel sheet? Worksheets, worksheet. How many worksheets are there in our Excel workbook? Until for this version, for the first version, like I'll give it here only. For the oldest version, which is XLS version, you can use up to 256 sheets. Okay. After this particular version, which the version which we all are using, you can use as many sheets as you can, unlimited sheets in one Excel workbook, and the space, whatever it takes, it will take from your computer RAM. Okay. So unlimited sheets you can add. There is no limit to that sheet. Okay. But you don't add unlimited sheets or else your storage will go away because your RAM also processes a lot of data. So it is unlimited sheets for that answer. But if you're using this older version, 256 is the maximum. Okay. Now, okay. So before we come to the Excel user interface, this was my sheet which I was using. Okay. Now you understood what is what. Okay. Let's try understanding the Excel interface. User interface in the sense what all things are there when you open an Excel sheet. Okay. Okay. All these concepts are covered. Okay. So what I'll do is I will just go a little down. Let's come here. Okay. So the first line, what you see on the Excel, this is called a title bar. Here you will put your name of the Excel workbook. So currently I did not save this workbook. Let me just save this workbook. This is called title bar, where I will tell what is the name of my workbook. With the help of title bar, you can know what's the Excel workbook name. So when I say open day one Excel workbook, which you will open with the help of that name. Like everyone has a name, this is also having a name and it's the title bar. Okay. Along with this title bar, we have something, these four options, right? These four options will be there in all your Excel sheets. This is called, so first one is title bar, which will tell you name of your Excel sheet. Just one moment. I want to check if this is recording. Yeah, this is recording. Okay. So that's the title bar. The second options which you see here, the icons which you see here is called quick access toolbar. It was sharing. I was just checking if the recording is going on or not. Huh? Yeah. I just wanted to see by mistake if I have closed or something. So this is quick access toolbar, this particular portion of your Excel sheet. Okay. I will tell you what it is after I complete until the end. Okay. What is the importance of the quick access toolbar? The next part, what this particular part of the Excel sheet. So this is the quick access toolbar. This is your title bar. Now, if I go further in this sheet, what we have is called ribbon bar. Okay. Now in this ribbon, so what this ribbon does is it has a lot of tabs here. You have file tab. You know what we do for file tab, we save it as, we have multiple option, printing, exporting, and all those things. And then you have home, insert, draw, page layout, formulas, data, review. All these are your tabs inside your ribbons. Okay. And inside this ribbons, what these are called are tabs. And inside this tabs, what you see is called group. Now this clipboard is one group. Okay. And this font is one group. Alignment is one group. Number is one group. All this sub groups inside a tab, in a single tab, and all these tabs are a part of ribbon. These are called ribbon bar. Okay. And then we have something here which denotes the cell address. Now I'll just write it down. Ribbon bar, which is basically your file, home, insert, etc. Now what these file, home, and inserts are called, these are called tabs. Okay. Just to, if you go back recording, you will understand. That's why I'm writing here. Okay. And inside each tab are called groups. Inside each group are called functions. Now this home is a tab in the ribbon bar. In this tab, clipboard is a group. In this clipboard, whatever functions you have are, whatever items you have are called functions. Okay. So when I say copy function, paste function, I'm denoting a part of a group which is there in a tab, which is there in a ribbon bar. Okay. But I will not always say ki ribbon bar, ribbon bar. I will just say go to home tab, you will understand where to go. It's just I'm telling what it is said in Excel language. Okay. So, and then if so, we discuss the first line, we discuss the second line, we discuss the third line. Now we are discussing the fourth line. Now fourth line, this particular portion is called name box. And what does this name box denote is called your cell address. Now if you see my name box, okay, it says B24. By B24, it says B column and 24th row. So B column I will highlight, and 24th row also I will highlight. Sorry, 24th row also I will highlight. Okay. So what is common in this both is this cell, right? Which has both yellow and red intersection. So this particular thing is denoted by cell address, which is B column 24th row. This is called cell address, and cell address is written in the name box. Understood? Now this cell address is very important. Why it is important? It helps you denote the address of the cell. So when we talk in Excel language, when I share a screen, Zoom screen or whatever via screen, if my manager wants me to go to a particular cell, he will say me go to the B25 cell or B24 cell. Then I will understand I have to go to B24. It is simple to look at B24 now, but there will be scenarios they'll ask H 10,000 wala cell. So it should be understood by you कि you have to go to the H column 10,000 row. Okay. So that cell address is very important. हाँ, you can directly type it here. But जब 10,167 बोलागा तो आपको लिखने में प्रॉब्लम होगा ना. और when I say go to BZ10564, हाँ पता है वहां पे. But I mean to say कि when they say you spontaneously over a call, it will be difficult for you to listen and write it over there. And when you work at that particular intersection, it will be easy for you to understand कि कहाँ जाना है. Obviously, if you write here as B24, it will take you to the B24 cell. That's definitely correct. I'm just telling you, when you actually work on an Excel sheet, suppose you are, I mean, we tend to work somewhere in middle of the data. अब वहां पे जाके if they say you कि go to 10,057 cell, वहां जाके लिखना will not make sense. Okay, so that's what I'm telling you how to recognize the cell address. So that's the cell address concept, and cell address is denoted by a name box. Here it will, by with the help of name box, we will know what is the exact location of the cell. And then we have something called formula bar. This formula bar basically helps you tell what kind of formula is there in that particular sheet. Formula bar. For example, I have 10 and I have 15. Okay. Now I'm writing a formula equal to, every time formula starts with equal to in Excel. Sum, I'll write this, comma, this. Now, if I see here, it says me only 25. It doesn't know, it will not tell me kahan se aaya ye 25, from where this 25 is coming. With the help of formula bar, it will help you understand how you're getting that 25. So formula bar will help you understand what kind of process happened, which is giving you end result as 25. So that is the formula bar. Okay. Are we good till here? Did you understand what is quick access toolbar? What is your title bar? What is your ribbon? What are the options in what are the tabs in the ribbon? And in ribbon, what are groups? And in groups, what are functions? What is cell address? What is name box? What is the formula bar? Cool. You guys are new. You are getting right. Okay. If there is anything, please stop me. I will explain again. Okay. And then and then uh, and then it starts with your rows and columns. In rows and columns, if you want to select everything all together, we have this triangle button here. You click this and you will be able to select your whole Excel sheet. Now with the help of a whole Excel sheet, I mean all these many cells, whatever I just showed you some time back. This 17 billion, 179 million. Okay. So where were we? Yeah. So this is again the rows and columns combination, and below this we have the sheets bar, which will help you the number of sheets you have in your Excel. And the last line of this Excel sheet is called status bar. Now with this status bar helps you do a lot of stuff. For example, let me do. Okay. Now if you see, I'll tell you what I did. I just added some. Can you explain once about calculating percentage in a table? We will come to the calculations later in the further classes, Shanti. I just don't want you guys to get all together at once, or it will go like a bouncer. We will come to calculations slowly. I just wanted to show what is the, how we can see a formula. That's the reason I showed this thing. Okay. Now, What I did is I randomly added some numbers here. Don't get confused how I did it. I will tell you how I did it when we come to the formula section. Now, when I select all this together, okay, we are getting some items here in the below, right? These are something which are predetermined in Excel sheet to know the average sum count, you know, just as a quick thing. And this is called a status bar. So in this status bar, you can see average, count, sum. And if you right click, you have multiple more options which you want to see. Suppose you want to see numeric count, you want to see maximum of these numbers, minimum of these. These are by default settings. I just right clicked on the status bar itself directly. Okay. So there are so many other options, but on a default, it will be sum, average, and count whenever you have a status bar. But status bar, if you do it only for the for the alphabets ka we cannot do a sum or average, right? So it will by default not show. But when you do it for numbers, it will show you multiple things here. And in this status bar, you have the option to zoom your Excel, zoom in, zoom out, and all this stuff. So all this is there in your status bar. In status bar, we also have a recording macro option. I will tell you about this when we do the macros thing, because I don't want to get you know bombarded with a lot of information only on the first day of the class. So this is the user interface of our Excel sheet. Which row? This is this is the page layout. When we go to the page section, we will learn. So so these are the items which we have it in our as a Excel user interface, what all we have in Excel. Okay. When you open an Excel sheet, all these options are there. Here you have this option to share. So by share, you can, if you share like this, if you had already your teams, suppose you're in an organization, so in your organization you will directly have your or think your Excel sheet connected to your SharePoint. So with the help of that, you can save the file to the cloud. Cloud in the sense you're not saving it in the system, but you're saving it in an online portal. So that's the share option. And with the help of file, you can also share. You can share like this as an email or share with the people or save to cloud. The same option you have. So these are basically a shortcuts which are denoted here. But deep dive, you have a lot of things which you can do it. So this is the total user interface of an Excel sheet, how it looks like. Okay. So what I'll do is I will give you guys a 10 minutes break. And then after 10 minutes break, we will talk a little more about the quick access toolbar. And let's start with some basic function of the clipboard in the home tab. And then from the next class, we will continue with the other options of home tab like font, alignment, number, conditional formatting on stuff. So home tab is the most important tab in the whole Excel sheet. If you know home tab, you know 50% of the Excel sheet. Okay. So I will not take much of your time. I will pause my recording. Sharing my screen. I hope everyone is back online. Guys, can you just put a message or a emoji to help me understand that you're back? Okay. So until now we have understood the am I not sharing my screen? Yeah, I'm sharing. Okay. Okay. Until now we have understood what what is the Excel application user interface. So when I give back this, when you get the access to this drive, you will be able to see whatever I spoke just now. So all these options are there so that you can, like after you go home, when you review the file, you can understand what is what. Okay. And now let's start with the start of the Excel. So let's understand more about what is quick access toolbar and how we can customize this toolbar. And then we can start with our home tab, starting our Excel journey. Okay. So let me come here to my Excel workbook. So if you see by default, you will have this three options in your Excel toolbar, which is your undo, page break, zooms, all these things. These are by default there. So if you, it just does undo and redo function here. Okay. And then in my particular sheet, suppose I'll just do one thing. I'll just add some data. Okay, I added some data. Now, if I just come here and I select border, see, I got all my borders. So I can select the whole data. I can click like this. I get all the borders. Now, if you want, if you're working on some sheet, suppose you work on a daily basis and you use a particular function regularly. Okay, that's like your bread and butter in your Excel sheet. You use it regularly. In order to put that on an easy access for you, we have this quick access toolbar. Suppose I use a color. Suppose this particular color, I want to use it every time. So whenever I use it, I use this function of filling the color. So I can add this particular filling as an option here on the top. Similarly, some people have this habit of putting the same bold function. Okay. So you can have this as a fixed function on your quick access toolbar. How you can do that is basically you can come to file like this. You can go to options. In the options, you have something called quick access toolbar. In this quick access toolbar, you can put whatever you want to put it as a fixed thing. Suppose, like as I said you about the color, okay, you can simply uh, take this color, you can move this on the side, and then you can fix it. Or let me just do it. I'll just remove the borders also. Let's do the bold wala thing. Need to look for it. You can, and you can also select by going to the tab, whichever tab you want. Okay. So let me go to the home tab. In home tab, we have this bold. Okay. I then move it and I say, okay, see, bold is already there. So whenever I work, if I want to do bold, I'll simply do like this. No, because you don't use the same formula every time, right? It is, no, you can't. No. So this is only like a function which can be used on everything, every platform. So all those things you can put, like some people use a particular font, some people use bold, some people use italic. Suppose italic is used where you write offer letters and stuff, where you want to write some brief conditions in a letter, something like that. We use it wherever you want to use it very quickly, where a lot of customization is not required. In that places, you can use this quick access toolbar. So this is how you customize it. There are so many options here, like how I, yeah, you can put, yeah, you can add it. The ones which are basically the ones which are easy to take it from the system, you can put it there. So there are, as I said you, there are multiple options here. You can use any option whichever you want. And like alignments, a lot of people use alignment, like center alignment we use a lot. Like that, you can put whichever you want to do it faster, quicker. So this is the customization of quick access toolbar. So, but make sure you don't put a lot of items there only, then it will not be as quick as how you think. मतलब वहां पे जाके भी you have to search then it makes no sense. So which you use on a regular basis, that you put. Or else I'll tell you one thing. So the moment you start practicing it, automatically your hands will only do quickly than the manual ones. You know what? I don't know using manual much. Rather, I know how to do it in the shortcuts. So now if for an example, if I want to add any extra row here, I will have to go look for a row and then basically down karke add karna, and then it makes. So if I want to do it in the way of shortcut, I will just do like this. वैसा. So control shift and plus वैसा. So that's how it will add a row. Going and doing will be a problem when you actually start working, because that's how you get the hands-on experience when you do anything. Okay. So huh? Yeah, that's what a lot everywhere we add rows, we add columns, we select data, we add, we delete all these things. Doing it manually will become difficult when you actually start working on Excel on a regular basis. So we will slowly, when we start working on the data, I will slowly tell each of these shortcuts. We have a shortcuts ke liye, we have a page here which has complete shortcuts written here. So you can you can make use of this, but I don't recommend you to go through all 70. There are some basic ones which are there in this, which you can understand when you start. Only if you start working on Excel, you can understand what is what. So these are so this is what the quick access toolbar is. I showed you with the bold function. Here we gave you an example with the, all borders, because people who work only most on the tables use borders a lot. People who work on table with, want to put a bold function or italic or underline, you can put it whatever you want in the customized quick access toolbar. Huh. It's so basically the formula which I used is random. So when you write random, it will give you a random number basically. And then in random you have multiple options called random between, like that. So I put random between here because I want the data from 1 to 100 only. If you put normal rand function, you will get it in decimals also. I didn't want it to put decimals, so I put this function. We will come to this function during our, we have this function here somewhere in our formulas. यहाँ पे in the mathematical functions. So again, the plan of the course is for you to understand the basic way. But in order to get some data, I need to do something. So I added it up. So this is the functionality of quick access toolbar. So you're good with the quick access toolbar. Any doubts, any questions on this? All right. So let's start with clipboard. Okay. In the home tab. Now in this home tab, what we will do is, right, cut, copy, paste. Okay, I'll just put here cut, copy, paste. Now I know for a fact, even if you know Excel, if you don't know Excel, if you're new to Excel or not, we use this cut, copy, paste everywhere. Even in WhatsApp, Instagram, you copy the text. If you want to put any status, you go search for a Google, then you copy, you paste it as a status. Cut, copy, paste, the functionality works the same way everywhere. Okay. What happens in cut is you will cut the content, but it will automatically get copied also for once. Okay. So cut the content and copied once. Copy, it automatically copies the content as it is. Copy means it will create a copy. The older whatever you copied will remain. Cut mein, the remained thing will go away. Paste is normal paste. So until here, this functionality does this thing only. But in Excel, paste does a lot of things which you can't even imagine. Okay. Now in the cut, let's start with cut. Okay. I will write here mathematics. And here also I'll write mathematics. Okay. So I will basically put some color fill here. So I'll just put a normal light color I want to put. Okay. I put a light color here so that we can understand it better. And I'll put some other color here. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I am copying. Sorry, I'm cutting it first. You can cut it with the help of, you can simply come here. You can click this scissors, which means cut. Okay. And then you come here, you click on paste. What did I do? I took the cell, I cut it, and then I paste it. So what is happening is it is pasting over whatever is there in that cell. Okay. All the format, everything. So it was in white color, it pasted in white color. It did not do anything to us. Okay. It did not remain the content as, peach color in the background. Instead, whatever it is, it just cut from the above, it pasted here. Copy. Yes, this is Control X, Control C, Control V. I will come to the shortcuts. I'm just showing you how we are doing it manually. Okay. So in the copy, I am cutting it. Okay. Sorry, I am copying it. Do I have a copy? Yeah. So I'm copying it. Okay. Copied. I come here. I paste. It did the same thing. It copied all my format. It did everything, but it remained my original text as it is. Okay. So this is the difference between cut and copy. In cut, what happens is you cut the above data itself and you paste it down. In copy, you copy it and you paste it. So it will create a copy. Okay. So the shortcut for cut is Control plus X. Okay. Control key and X key. So I did Control X. It got cut. Now, if I paste it here, pasting is Control V. It went off from there. This is cut. Okay. And then Control plus V is pasting. It can be small v, capital V, whatever it is. Okay. Now copy. Copy is basically Control plus C. You copy it. Sorry. Copy it and then you paste it. Your copy will remain as it is, but it will get pasted when you paste it. This is the concept of Control X and Control V. Now, an additional functionality. Now, when you do a Control X, suppose I did Control X, okay, Control X to this, cut. In my paste option, here it is only giving me one option, Baba. See, there is only one option here, okay? There is no option of paste special, it is degraded. So the concept of this is, whenever you cut the data, you don't have paste special option. This is the feature of an Excel. Okay. Now I'll do the same thing. I'll copy it. So in the paste options, you see there are so many options coming up. For copy, you have paste special option. Now what is paste special? Let's learn. Now paste means it is pasting the data, whatever you copied. In paste special, you have multiple varieties, multiple techniques of things which you want to copy. Like example, I'll just do one thing. Okay. Please bear with me because in my office laptop, I have control key and function key different, and here it is different. So it is taking some time for me to use shortcuts. Okay. Now, These are the options in the pay special. So whatever options you saw under this particular icon, the same of those are the same options it is shown here. Okay. So see this screen carefully. Now in paste special, what happens is you have multiple options to paste. Okay. You can, there is an option called all. All means it will copy the content, whatever it is, whichever format it is. Okay. जैसा है वैसे ही फॉर्मेट में मिलेगा आपको. Okay, if it is in bold, you will get it in bold. If it is having a background, it will give you with the same background. If it is having a say font color, it will give you the same font color. Okay. The next option is formulas. In formulas, what it does is when you suppose you wrote a formula, you just want to copy the formula. You don't want to copy the answer of that formula. Like you did sum of two cells, you want to copy the formula sum of one cell and two cell. You don't want to copy the answer whatever you're getting. Like suppose there is 5 and 10, you're taking sum of 5 and 10, you're getting answer 15. You don't want to copy the answer, you only want to copy the formula. So that's the second option, to copy the formula. I am telling you what we use on a daily basis. Okay. And the next is values. This is the most important function in the pay special, which we use a lot. I will tell you the shortcut key of this also. Values is something you copy. Now we got 5, we did sum of 5 and 10. Now you want the 15 to be copied. You don't want the formula to show. Okay. So you can copy that 15 and you can paste as a value. आपको सिर्फ 15 दिखेगा वहां पे. You will not get a formula there. That's the values function. And then we have formats. Now format is something you you have a data, but you want it in the format which you used last time. So in the last time format, what did you use? You put some colors, you put bold, italic, underline, everything, all formatting you did. You just want the format. You don't want the number or data. You have the data, but you want the format. It's like uh you have the personality, but you feel like his clothing sense is very good. You just want clothes. You don't want the personality because you have a very good personality. So getting that formatting, matlab the getting the clothing sense, all those things, you just want clothes. You don't want the body like that. So that's the formatting. You can only copy the format and not the content inside that data. Okay. And then there is something called validation. In this validation, basically we do data validations. I'll show you what is data validation. Data validation is something you are only allowed to put that respective data. For example, when we purchase anything online, Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy, whatever, the delivery guy says you, right, give me the rating karke. In rating, what will be the maximum? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. Can you give 6 stars? No, that's the data validation. You cannot give 6 stars. You cannot give minus rating. You can only give from selected range 0, 1, 2. Matlab, no rating is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So that's the data validation. So if you want to copy the data validation also, we use this in the pay special. Along with this, the most important we use is transpose. Transpose is nothing but you copy the data, you copy the data in horizontal, you want to paste it in vertical. So you use transpose. With this, you can also use the above functions. Matlab means you want to copy only the values, but you want to copy in the transpose way. So you can click both the functions and do it. Now I'll show you the practical example of how we do this. Okay. Okay. Now how do I'll come here. I'll just put subjects. Okay. Okay. I've put some subjects here and I'm putting some marks between 50 to 100. It gives the name of the function is random, and I asked them to give between 50 and 100, so it is giving me that number. And the problem with this is whenever you enter anything in the cell, in other cell also, since the formula is active, it will automatically get changed again and again. Okay, I'll tell you how to fix this also. And then total may I put the sum. Okay. Now what I do is I'm just doing a little formatting. Okay, I created a table. Okay. Now in this table, if you see, I want to do copy paste functionalities. Okay. First thing is, let me just see the options. First, we do formulas, values, formats, comments. Okay. I'll show you. Okay. I just use the shortcut. I'll show you what. Now I have this table. I want to copy. You do Control C. With the help of that dotted lines, you will understand that this particular selected cell is copied. Okay. And you come to the paste. Now you want to copy only the values. Matlab, you want this values only. You want Hindi 62, Telugu 87, all these values you want. You don't want any format. You don't want anything. I am only concerned with values. Okay. So what I do is I come here. These are all the same values, same paste options, which I was showing there. I go to paste special. I get this window. I got this window with the help of shortcuts. Okay. Now in this window, if you see, as I said you, I want only values. So basically, one second. I selected this. I copied it. Okay. I want to paste it somewhere else. Okay, and not here. I go to paste. I go to paste special, and I want only values. So I click values. I click OK. Now you see same data I got copied and I pasted only in the values. What if I did Control C and Control V? I did Control C. And if I do Control V, everything will come up, right? So in order to not get everything, and I'm only concerned about the values, I pasted only values. Okay. This is one concept. When you do copy and normal paste, everything will get copied as it is. But if you don't want everything as it is, you are using the only paste special values. Yes. Yeah, yeah. So I'll come to the formulas. So this here it will. So here we have that random formulas. Let me just remove this formulas for the sake of now. Oh, sorry, my Excel is different than my laptop problem it is. Okay, so I just removed the formulas. Okay, random formulas. Okay, I'll just delete this also. I just copied this. Okay, Control C, and I'm doing Control V. If you see, it get copied everything. It copied my this sum formula also. If I see like this, oh god. If I see like this, it copied my formula also. With the help of F2, function F2, you can see where the formula is linked. Okay. It copied my formula also. Everything is fine. But I don't want this. I am only concerned about the values. And I'll delete this because the values got changed now. Oh, is this the same values? No, it is not. I will do control C. I'll delete it. I'll go, I'll do control C. I put my cursor here, paste. I'll go to paste special and I put values. Okay. All clear. In the paste special values, I am only pasting values. I don't want any format. I don't want any extra items only. Everything, all are values only, number, word, everything. So if you see here, if I click on 374, my formula is showing me here. Okay. But if I click on 374 here, is my formula showing? Everything is removed. My color, my formula, all formats, everything is removed. Okay, cool. Now let's do one more thing. Now this blank data, same data, okay? What I will do is I will copy, control C. I'll go to paste special. Okay, I go to paste special functions. Now here, if I see, I will copy the formats. Clearly see what I am selecting. Okay, I'm copying, clicking on the formats. Okay, and then I click OK. Okay, and then I come here. I select my whole table till where I want the formatting to be there. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I come here. I copy my table. Okay. Now I want to paste only formats here. How will I do? I go to paste. Copy you have to do with control C only. Okay. When you paste, you have to go to the place where you want to paste. I go to the paste special. Okay. And in the paste special, I want only formats to get copied. Okay. So I click on format. I click OK. Got it? Understood the logic what I used? Now, if I see only my format got changed, my formulas are still not there because I did not copy the formula. I copied only the format. Now tell me one thing, in this whole file, in this whole table, where are formulas written? Formulas are written here only, right? Now what I'll do is I'll copy the formula now. Control C. Okay. In the same place. Now, before I put a formula here, I'll just change some numbers. Okay, इसको 80 कर देता हूँ, इसको 90 कर देता हूँ. I just change some numbers. Now let's see if I copy formulas, copy and paste formulas, will my formula get updated or not? Okay, I'll copy this, control C. I come to the place where I want to paste the formula. I go to paste special here, and here we have an option called only copy the formulas and paste the formulas. So I click on here. I click OK. See, my number got changed. Now, if I press function F2, I can see what the range it is selecting. So after I change the number also, the formula got changed because my numbers got changed. What if I want the same number to be put here? I should paste it as values. Got it? Got the concept between pasting as values and pasting as that? So this is the concept. Now, if you see, if I select all these things till 83, my now total is also showing me 385. This is also showing 385. Understood? So this thing we can do with the help of a shortcut also. So how the shortcut works is there are two ways of doing a shortcut. Whenever you don't copy anything, don't paste anything, you leave everything. If you want to run a shortcut, one easy way I'll tell you is using Alt. You click on Alt, you automatically get these options on the screen. 1, 2, 3, F, H, N, J, I, everything. Okay. Now you want to do something from home tab, right? You want to copy. In order to copy, what you will do? Copy is there in the home tab. You know Control C. Suppose if you don't know Control C, this is another way of doing it. You click on H. Now the moment you click on H, there are again options showing. In H tab, there are so many options like X, C, FP, 1, 2, 3, everything. Okay. Now I want to do bold. Bold is that B option, right? This option is bold. Under B, what is written? 1. So if I click 1, things will get bold. Now that my cursor is not on anything, it is not doing. Suppose I selected this. I want to make this bold with the help of shortcut. I don't know Control B is a shortcut of bold. Okay, you can do bold with Control B. Okay, like this. Control and B, bold ho jayega. Are you able to see the bold? It is like this. Okay, sorry. Control Z. Arre baap re. It is like this. Okay. Now you want to do bold for this. You can do with the help of Control and B. I'll just write it down. Control plus B. It's bold. Okay. Or there is another way, which is Alt H. With the help of H, you go in the Home tab, and with the help of 1, it will do bold. C. Okay. What? If you directly go on B and do, it will get bold. But I'm telling you how shortcuts are used, how shortcuts are made. Okay. That's what I'm trying to explain you. Suppose you do some functionality inside this, or maybe you go deep dive and you do some functionality inside something, inside of something. Instead of learning them, you memorize the formula and then you simply do it. That's what I'm trying to tell. Okay. So Control Z. Okay. So similarly for paste special also we have the thing. So you copy Control C. Now you want to paste somewhere, right? So what you do is Alt, you go to H, and you go to V, and in V you get an option called S, and in S you have multiple options. In all these multiple options you have underlined on a single word. Formula के लिए F is underlined, for values V is underlined. Okay. And for formats T is underlined. So let me select T. The moment I select T, T is selected there. Okay. And then I press OK. See, I got the formats, green color cells got copied over. This is one way. This is the usual Excel way of getting your shortcuts. But we just like Control B, what we did for bold, we also did Alt H and 1 to get bold. This is the Excel way of doing it. Okay, but we have predetermined formulas already with us. Okay, so Jessa, we can do Control B also for bold. Similarly for paste special, since it has been used a lot, so we have a special formula for paste special. The formula is you copy the control as Control C. When you want to paste it, you press Alt ES. The moment you press Alt ES, Alt ENS. Okay. So I copy Alt ES. The moment you press Alt and ES, you get you by default get this table. So you were asking me, right? How are you getting this table so quickly? So this is the formula I use. Now the moment you do Alt ES, you get this table, and iske andar whatever you have, you want to do it. If you want to do values, you can press E. You want to do formulas, you can do F. You want to do formats, you can do T. You want to comments, C. Data validation, N. Like this you can do. Okay. Yeah, if you don't remember the shortcut, you can simply go to the paste options. You can always use Alt Alt H, H के बाद V, and then V के बाद S, and then you can come. But ES is very easy. Alt ES, and then I mean, all through my life, I use this, and most of the Excel people whom you work around will use this only. This is like how it is for Control B, Control C, Control V, and all. So that's the concept of paste special. Okay. And we have that determined values here also, like formulas ke liye formulas. The one which you were seeing in the table there, that is shown here also. You can simply do it like this, or you can go and do it in that way. So formulas and number formatting, keep source formatting, with borders, without borders, everything you have it here. Like you want to paste as values, you want to paste values and formatting both. Both options also you can select here. Like I'll do one thing, I'll copy this. Let's copy this, okay? 374. It is having a formula. I copy this. I want the formula also and the format also. I want in bold also, and I want the formula also. So Alt ES, and then here you get this option. I want formulas. Okay, this is not coming together. Oh, this doesn't come together. Oh, do I have formulas and number formats? Huh? No, it is not. You will have to do separately. You have to do formula and format separately. But we have some options here to do two things together. I think two things together you can do it with the help of, maybe you can do transpose and the type of pasting together at once, but not this. So what we discussed is, we discussed formulas, we discussed values, we discussed formats. Three things we discussed. Let's discuss comments now. And whenever you get this border line copied, right? And if you want to just, you don't want now, you want to remove that, simply press escape, it will go away. Okay. Or else that will remain copied only. And whenever by mistake you paste it, that will get pasted. So if you are no longer using the paste, just press escape and that will go away. Now we will talk about the comments. First, tell me one thing. Are you clear with these are the very most important. Comments is not that important. Okay. Uh, Paste as values, paste formulas, and paste formats. This you use daily. You don't use comments and data validation, but still I'll tell you. Are you clear with these three concepts? Do you have any doubts in this? I will not repeat this concept again. Pakka, you don't have any doubts in this. Online folks, do you have any doubts in this? All right, yeah, please. Click OK. That's it. Yes. No, no, no. Control V is not required when you're already doing it, all this thing. Correct. Format and formula. That was number format and formula. I'll tell you, we will come to number formats maybe in the next session. We have it in line. Uh, Here we have number group. So we are currently here. We are talking about the second option here. Okay. I think we will come to this part here next class, maybe. Number format is different. Normal formatting is different. We will come there. So you guys are clear with these three options, right? Now let's talk about the comments. Now comments is something, there are two things, okay? There is comments and there is notes, okay? Notes was introduced after 2016 MS Office, and comments are there since start. Now comment is something where you want to highlight something about something. Suppose this person, whoever is this person, got 69 marks, okay? I want to put a comment on this. I will come to the comment section when we talk about comments, but for the sake of now, I'll put a comment. What I do, I go right click, In the right click, you have something called insert comments. Okay. Here I will write the score is wrong. Okay. And then I click back. Now, if I send this sheet to you or you anyone, and I will say, you know what, hi, I have added some comments in the Excel sheet. Please go and review them. Okay. So you come on the Excel sheet, you will see there is a red mark. You will see the score is wrong. But you also don't know why it is wrong. You got this numbers from somewhere else. You want the same comments to be copied there. So to copy the comments, we use that copy functionality. So what I'll do is this comment, I'll copy here, Control C. I want to paste that comment here in 83, Alt ES. I open this bar and here I have comments option. Comment is underlined with letter C. I put C, I press OK. The same comment got copied here. So this is how you copy the comment and paste the comment. If you do a normal copy paste, control C and then you do Control V. Oh, yeah. Sorry, my Excel keys are here and there. Control C and Control V, it will get copied everything, whatever is this, format, color, everything. So this is the concept of comments. Okay, copying the comments. Now you will say, ki, where will we use? We don't use it much, but we have a functionality, so I'm showing it. Huh. Yeah. With the help of this red box, you can show. Yeah, when you have more data, we have something here. See, if you come here, like I'll select like this, okay? Okay. I select this data, find. Find may we have go to, okay? If you click, sorry, find may we have comments here, okay? It will show you, it will highlight you like this. Ki comments kahan pe hai, okay? This we will come when we come to this section, okay? But good doubt. Hmm. Okay. So this is the comment section. Now let's go to data validation. Data validation may a concept of the rating which we spoke about. I'll add some questions here. How was the delivery? How was the behavior? Mm, I am just adding 3 questions here, okay? Okay. We have 3 questions. Now I want to, I'm basically, delivery has happened. Basically, Amazon, Flipkart, whatever it is, a delivery has happened. And at the end of delivery, you got this survey. They ask you to fill the survey. They ask you, ki, please rate the customers as per this thing. Okay. And you give a rating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 being the highest, 0, 1 being the lowest. Okay. So you want to create that drop down. So what I'll do is I will go to data. I'll go to data validation, create data validation. I will explain this concept. I'm just doing it a little fast here. Okay. And I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in place. Okay. Okay. The moment you come here on this box, you have these options. You cannot. So what I'll do is I'm a smart person. I will put 6 because ज़्यादा rating देना है. Okay. This okay. It will not allow you to do it because data validation. The name validation means key there is a limit. You cannot cross that whatever the condition you have. Okay. My condition is to give only 5 options. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am giving 6, so it is not taking. So either I can give a rating which is there in the rating system, or I can simply go drop down and do it. Okay. Now I don't want, so you saw this activity, okay? I know it, I did it little fast, okay? Even if you guys learn it, you will also do it little fast. But how many times you will do like this activity? Kitne bar you will do the same, you go to data validation, do it. So there is this paste function called data validation, just like comments and just like values, formats, and formulas. So you copy it, you go to the place you want to paste it. You can select multiple range also, paste it, Alt, ES, okay, and then you have validation, and validations is N, okay. Below N there is an underline, okay. You click on date N and you click OK. Now you see on every question you have a drop down, okay. Understood? Clear concept? We will talk about data validation more further. There are more things in the data validation. Yeah, we can put dates, we can put anything, we can put a lot of stuff in data validation. Matlab, you can put based on a function also. Basically, suppose we have Telangana, okay, and you have Hyderabad. ठीक है? No, not Hyderabad, okay. Telangana है, Telangana में we have cities Hyderabad, Warangal, Nizampet, etc. Okay, Karimnagar or whatever. Okay, now it we can put a condition based drop down also. So the moment you select Telangana in one cell, I control C, pasted. The moment you select as a drop down in Telangana, your list will also change. You will get only options of Warangal, Hyderabad, Nizampet, and Karimnagar. The way we select exam centers whenever you, if you have given ISET, MSET or whatever, exam center दिखाते हैं ना, state, Telangana, city, you can put select a drop down of whatever you want drop down. How is that done? Same Excel sheet. So this is with the help of data validation. So again, so I will teach all these concepts when we come towards the data section. So this is how you, so basically what I want to say is this is how you can copy and paste the data validation rules also. This is called data validation rules. And if you want to clear the data validation rules, you can simply come here, go to data validation and simply change it to any value, and then it will automatically get cleared. Okay. So this is how the paste special works. Now in this paste special, one more concept is now this is there Hindi, Telugu, English, science, and social. Okay, before I come, I think I'm going a little hurry. Are you clear with all these options which I thought? Paste formats, paste comments, paste data validation. All clear? No doubts? And if I ask you anything, you will be able to answer me these things. Next week, next class, I will ask. I'll not ask now because now only I have told, right? Yes, online folks also, you guys are clear. Thank you for telling. So, what? Yes. So this is how we actually use this a lot when we go further in the classes. So that's why I want you to be aware of these things. Okay. Now the next thing is transpose function. Now transpose, the meaning of transpose is basically you, how do I say you transpose. Matlab, if it is straight, you will, if it is horizontal, you can do vertical. If it is vertical, you can do horizontal. Okay. Now you have this data, Hindi, Telugu, English, science, and social. There are people who put student names here, ESA, okay, and they put subjects like this, like in the, well, basically subjects in this format, okay, like this subjects will be there. So, and students details will be towards the downwards. So if you now you have data in this sense, right? Now you want to copy this data and paste it somewhere else. How will you paste? You can't simply go Hindi को ढूंढ के हिंदी पे जाके 69 लिखो and then you go for Telugu and you write 70 or 63. This is a time taking process. You have to set it accordingly. How you can set it is basically, suppose example, the data is in other sheet, the data is like this. You have the data like this, Hindi, Telugu, English, etc. Now you want to put totals, number of marks in each subject. You can't simply go look for the subject and put and do it, right? So instead of doing this, you can do a transpose. So you copy the data, Control C, and basically I'll put a total also here. You copy this data, Control C, and when you paste it, you say Alt ES, and then your window appears. In this window, while copying the format, okay, you can paste in the reversible order as well. So transpose, and then I click OK. You see? Now, what happened here is when I did paste special, I selected all and I said transpose. That's the reason I got borders also with this. So what I do is I put values and then I put transpose and I paste. Now my window has already took borders, so it is considering borders. Let me remove the borders. Okay, I'll copy Alt ES. I paste only values, transpose. Okay, see, without values it got pasted. If you want to do it with the format, you can only select format. If you want to do format, formula, everything, do with the help of that. So this is the transpose functionality. We use this a lot. Transpose is used a lot. Comments and pasting data validation, we don't use much. So these are the pretty much important concepts of paste special. And in paste, you have options like you copy it as a picture also. Like I copied this. Matlab, you don't want to show anything, key how you got the formula, how you just want it as copy as a picture, paste as a picture. You have this option called paste as picture. So I'll paste it somewhere here, or this picture, paste as picture. In this, you cannot do anything. It will be like a picture. You can make screenshot. You can show it as big as you want. You can do anything with this basically. It is, you cannot change anything in this basically. And similarly, you have another called keep source formatting. This is linked picture. Keep source formatting. In this, it keeps the format only. We cannot change, but it keeps the we can change. Yeah, I just wanted to show this. We can change like this in this. It keeps with formatting basically. You copy and you paste only with formatting. The same way how we were doing it in the paste special values. So these are the most important. You all you have to remember is the shortcut keys, Alt and ES. We use like when only this will only work when you have copied anything. Alt and ES, and this is how you paste items, paste your stuff. So these all are very important concepts. Along with this, you have source theme, borders के साथ paste करना है. You want the column width also be like that. Formulas and number formats, we just saw that function in the icons here. Values and number formats. Number formats we will come probably in the next class. I will explain what are the number concepts, number formats. Basically, currently we are only dealing with the general format. So when we come to the formatting, we have so many formats here. Based on the formats also, we can paste it. Like if you want in short, you want in date format, you want in long date format, you want time format, whatever it is, we can paste in that particular format. But the main important three things are these three things. You should be knowing, as an Excel professional, Excel guy, you should be knowing this three in your hand. It should be in your hand tips, because we use this a lot. And these formulas are not only pasting a normal formulas, it is VLOOKUP also. You can paste any formulas. So you guys are clear with this? I currently don't, so we usually don't have any exercise until here. We have directly the last exercise. But what I'll do is, I currently don't have any content with me to create an exercise. I will do one thing, probably by the next class, by Saturday, I will come up with some exercises. That's something which I'm sending you personally. That's not a part of this particular course. In this course, we have exercise only after conditional formatting, so that you practice the paste special and all those functions. I will send you some exercises. Sending matlab, I will give you on next Saturday, so that you practice it and then come back. Practice is important. Okay. I will create some raw data and do some formatting and send you, and I will write some questions to paste it as values, paste it as formulas. Just don't get confused. Whatever questions you have, you can ask me. Okay. So we will stop our class today. Uh, we will start with format painter and font groups from the next class. Okay. Until here, you guys are good. Online folks, you guys are good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask me now, or we can end our class for today. I'll ask them, then I'll ask you guys.